Good morning, and welcome back to the Morning Endurance Call. I'm Keith Erwood, and this is your daily 15-minute or less leadership ritual for business owners, executives, and preparedness professionals who want to build stronger businesses, think more clearly under pressure, and lead with more clarity in uncertain times. Today's topic is this: building an enduring business and legacy. This matters because preparedness is often discussed in very operational terms. We talk about risk, we talk about continuity, we talk about recovery and crisis management, we talk about downtime, we talk about plans and exercises, leadership and response. All of that matters, but beneath all of it is a bigger question. What are you actually building? Because for many leaders, owners, founders, and executives, the business is not just an operating entity. It is not just a machine for revenue, a collection of systems, teams, processes, and contracts. It's something they are building over time, something they're responsible for, something meant to serve people, create value, support families, protect livelihoods, and in many cases, outlast the immediate moment. That is why legacy matters. And that is why preparedness matters at a deeper level than many people realize. Preparedness is not only about protecting operations, it's also about protecting what you're building. And that is the point. Because if a business is fragile, then legacy is fragile. If leadership is unclear, legacy is more exposed. And if critical functions are misunderstood, legacy is more exposed. And if recovery is weak, legacy is more exposed. And if crisis leadership is unprepared, legacy is more exposed. This brings me to one of the reasons why I'll often say, preparedness is not just about surviving disruption. It is about protecting the value, direction, and legacy of what you're building. And that is the bigger lens. Let's discuss this in ways that are a little bit more practical. What does it mean to build an enduring business? It means building a business that is not easily thrown off course by disruption. It means building something that continue operating, make sound decisions, recover intelligently, and keep moving forward even when conditions are difficult. It means building a company with clear priorities, stronger leadership, better preparedness, and less hidden fragility. It means building more disciplined decision making and more ability to function under pressure. That is an enduring business. And when a business becomes more enduring, it becomes more capable of protecting the things that matter most: its people, its customers, its reputation, its value, its momentum, and its future. That is why this topic is so important, because many leaders think about legacy only in terms of growth, influence, success, or impact. And those things are part of it. But legacy is also shaped by whether the business can endure a challenge without losing its direction. A business does not protect its legacy by hoping a disruption never comes. And a business doesn't protect its legacy by becoming less fragile when a disruption comes. That is why preparedness becomes deeply meaningful. Now, one of the biggest mistakes organizations make is that they separate performance and preparedness as if they're unrelated. They think performance is about growth and preparedness is about defense, or that performance is opportunity while preparedness is about problems. and that performance is about building while preparedness is about caution. But enduring businesses understand something different. They understand that preparedness helps protect performance, and that preparedness helps preserve momentum. Preparedness helps sustain customer trust, it helps protect decision quality, and it helps reduce avoidable loss. But preparedness also helps the business stay functional when pressure would otherwise derail it. Now, that means preparedness is not separate from building the business. It is part of building the business responsibly. That is a much stronger way to think about it. Let's take a moment and talk about legacy for a moment. Legacy is not only what people say about a business after it succeeds. It's about what the business leaves behind in how it was led. Did it protect people well? Did it serve customers responsibly? Did it build discipline? Did it lead clearly under pressure? And did it treat preparedness seriously? Did it make strong decisions when conditions became difficult? Did it leave behind a business that was stronger, steadier, and more durable than before? Those are key legacy questions too. And that matters because businesses grow fast but can remain fragile. Some build revenue but not resilience. Some build brand but not capability. And some create momentum but not durability. And while that can look strong for a while, but legacy is built differently. Legacy requires more than success in good conditions. It requires strength through changing conditions. And that is why endurance belongs in this conversation. Because endurance is what helps turn a business from something that performs into something that lasts. Now, I want to make an important point. Building an enduring business does not mean trying to control everything. It does not mean eliminating all uncertainty, and it does not mean becoming rigid, fearful, or overly cautious. And it doesn't mean preparing for every imaginable scenario in exhausting detail. It means building enough clarity, discipline, and capability that the business is less likely to lose control of itself when real-world pressure arrives. That is a practical goal. And it means asking better questions, such as what matters most? What are we really protecting? And what are we depending on? What would interrupt our ability to deliver? And what would hurt most if it failed? Where are we assuming too much? And what leadership capability must be strong if we want this business to last? Those are enduring business questions. But they're also legacy building questions. Because when leaders ask those questions, they are not just managing the present, they are strengthening the future. Now, what does legacy-focused preparedness look like in practice? It looks like leaders who think beyond today's convenience. It looks like leaders who do not say, "We'll deal with it later," when they know a weakness matters. It looks like leaders who take continuity, recovery, and leadership readiness seriously, not because they're pessimistic, but because they're responsible. It looks like businesses that test before they trust, clarify before they assume, prepare before they are forced to, and strengthen what matters before disruption exposes the gap. That is what enduring leadership does. This also matters for owners in a very personal way. Because many owners and founders do not just want to grow a business. They want to build something meaningful, something stable, something valuable, something respected, and something that supports people and creates an impact far beyond themselves. That is legacy. And if that is true, then preparedness is not just an operational concern. It becomes part of stewardship. It becomes part of protecting what has been built and what is still being built. And that is a powerful way to look at it. It also applies to executives and practitioners. Even if you do not own the business, you may still be shaping its legacy through how you lead, how you prepare, how you protect continuity, and how you help the organization withstand pressure more effectively. Legacy is not always about a title. It is often about contribution. And contribution matters. Now, this connects closely to everything we've discussed through this series. It connects to risk, critical functions, business impact, financial impact, dependencies and recovery strategies, continuity and IT disaster recovery. It connects to crisis leadership and stewardship, communication, decision-making, testing, and composure. Why? Because all of these things help determine whether the business can preserve what matters when it is tested. And that is what an enduring business does differently. It does not just aim to succeed in the easy seasons. It aims to remain steady enough to continue through the hard ones. That is where legacy becomes more durable. And this connects directly to endurance, because endurance in business is the ability to continue operating, make sound decisions, recover intelligently, and keep moving forward under pressure over time. An enduring business is one that has built endurance into how it leads, how it prepares, and how it protects what matters. And an enduring legacy is shaped not only by ambition, but by stewardship. Not only by growth, but by durability. Not only by success, but by the ability to hold together and move forward when tested. That is the deeper message here. So here's a practical leadership question. If a disruption tested your business tomorrow, would your current level of preparedness help protect the legacy you're trying to build, or expose how fragile that legacy still is? That's a powerful question. And you can also ask the following questions. Are we building something durable or just something productive? Are we protecting what matters most? And would our leadership hold up under pressure? Would our continuity capability support our future or undermine it? And are we thinking like stewards of the business or only operators inside it? What would endure here if conditions became difficult? Those are strong questions because they move the conversation beyond short-term activity and into long-term responsibility. That is where real leadership becomes visible. So here's today's leadership takeaway. Building an enduring business and legacy means strengthening the business so we can protect value, people, momentum, and direction under pressure over time. Preparedness is part of that work because it helps protect not just operations, but what the business is ultimately trying to become. That is the distinction. Here's today's question for you. What are you building in business today that it would still hold its value if the business were tested tomorrow? That's an important question because the clearer that answer becomes, the clearer your next leadership priorities often become as well. Thank you for joining me today on the Morning Endurance Call. Think clearly, prepare deliberately, lead with endurance.